Welcome back to the first podcast. This is where we talk about love, we talk about sex, we talk about everything that is in between love, sex, and intimacy. That is, we keep it real. So today we are going to take another direction. Let me take this chance first of all to welcome you. If you are new on board, welcome. Please subscribe, kindly share, like, comment, and if you've been with me, if you've been with us, we want to say thank you. Keep commenting, keep liking, keep listening, keep staying tuned. And so today we are going to take another direction, and this is about we are going to talk about the Generation Z. How do the Generation Z look at marriage? Because if you look at the millennials, how they look at the marriage, how it was, or how marriage should be, Generation Z doesn't seem to be like looking it in that way, because there are things that they don't believe in. There are things that perhaps they say they are just turning it upside down. Like the millennials, how they knew things is not the way the Generation Z knew it. And so you find that we will start with one question. Like I'm gonna start and I'm gonna ask you one question. Like, is the Generation Z done with the marriage? Because according to me, I'm like, they're done with the marriage. They are not into marriage like the millennials and all that. And if they're still in the marriage, then perhaps they have their own rules, they have their own ways. Generation Z, there are things that they don't give a damn about in marriage. And this is why we are here. Today we are going to look at what are the factors that perhaps the Generation Z consider before even going into marriage, because most of them, or a bigger percentage, you find that they don't really believe into the marriage thing. You see, like back then, the millennials were like, these days, okay, they have the idea of like marriage. It's not like you come and stay, or I marry you and then I put you in the house, I keep you in the house, and then you do the house chores and all that. No, the Generation that have another way. They have their own way of like looking at things, of doing things when it comes to marriage. And so this is why we are here today. And so stay tuned, enjoy, relax, as we are going to see or tackle some of the factors that the Generation Z consider when it comes to marriage. Several factors, of which some of them I know, or I believe, or wherever you are, you will know them, and perhaps you might have met some of them. But we are here to help each other, like discuss, keep the topic going. Why Generation Z don't really like merge into the marriage, just like the millennials did, or just like the millennials do. Why do they not believe in the marriage? What are the factors that makes them feel like they need to change things, they need to change something into or before going to the marriage? So there are several factors, just like I said. We are going to break them down, like each one by one, as we discuss, as we go down. So number one factor is shifting definition of marriage, or changing the attitudes towards marriage. What do I mean by this? Shifting definition is as maybe this is when, before they get into marriage, they like seek cohabitation, they seek partnership, and they don't believe in like man is to provide and woman is to submit. The Gen Zs don't believe in that. They believe in the essence of before or when I am in that marriage. It's a 50-50 thing. You provide, I provide. You give solution, I give solution. That is how they want it to be. That is how they really feel like it should be, as compared to the old generation, whereby you find that in the past, or the millennials could just go pick a lady in the homestead and come stay with him, with her, after paying the dowry and all that. And now the man is the head, he provides, the lady submits. You see different perspective of this, not as compared to the millennials, where as you've had, they were to go pick someone, they were to go pick a lady, pay the dowry and all that, and then after all, at some point they have a different perspective. That is number one. That is why they say shifting the direction of marriage, or changing the direction of marriage. That is how they want to. That is how the Gen Zs want it to be. They will believe in that. We, as the Gen Zs, we don't have to be submissive and all that. Maybe staying home, staying back at home, and then the husband is the one looking for money and all that. No, to them it's a 50-50. If you are going to work, I'm going to work. If you bring something, I'm bringing something. If you make decision, you also consider my point. That is the thing. And so you find that at some point this co-hesitation or changing direction may even make them not to go into marriage at all, because they figure out this factor, and if it doesn't fit them, they say, okay, it's fine, I can do without the marriage, and perhaps it's not a must, I have to get married. So that is number one. Number two, we are looking at number two reason as to why, or number two factor as to why the Gen Zs don't really take marriage as the millennials, or just like the millennials do. It's a rise in the technology, rise in technological ideas or technology factor. This is something that I think it's playing a bigger role to them, because factor of technology, it's kind of playing a bigger role, because you see, as compared to how the millennials just go pick a lady, bring them home, they start providing and all that, working and all that. For the Gen Z, the technology has kind of made it easier for them. Reason being, you look at the back then marriage, there was more commitment, because when you've been paid dowry for, and you are now someone's wife, and now you are at home, you see, you are looking after the kids and all that, that is commitment, and you have to commit yourself into that marriage. You have to do it all. But with the Gen Z, it's a bit different, because the technology comes in, comes in, and now you find that the dating apps are all over. Lady will just decide, I want commitment, let me just look for someone to maybe keep talking to or chat with. You see, someone to talk to, at least that will make my day, without much of commitment and all that. So they'll end up going into the dating apps, find people that matches with what they want, or with how they want it to be, and then they end up start dating through the social media. That is, that one is kind of less of a commitment. If you've been there, that is a less of commitment, and not much energy, not much effort it's being needed to or do all that. Because you see, the dating app, you can, when you're online you chat to do all that, but when you're offline you can also do your own things. You see, that alone has destroyed the idea or the belief of maybe Gen Z's looking at marriage on another way or a different way, just like the millennials did or our parents back then in the days did. Because to them, dating up, it's all they want. That's all they need, and nothing else. Because through this, maybe after knowing one another through the app for a while, now they start maybe visiting or maybe being taken care of by the guy sending money or the lady sending money or either way. And so you find that it makes life easier for them, and they look at marriage like we don't have to go into that deep commitment. We don't have to be like to be sitting or to be in the house or to be married to have that commitment. But this alone has just ended up or wrapped everything up. So that is a factor to them. That's a factor. It's a major factor. And at some point you find that 90% of them, they end up not like getting married, but just passing through the ways of the technology, through the dating apps and all that. They find that they like ends up enjoying doing the dating apps other than being married physically, you see. And so that is number 3. And then we go to another factor, that is economic pressure. Economic pressure at some points makes them even not to like get married at all. Reason being, just like I said in the first point, the Gen Zs, they need a 50-50 thing. Like it's a 50-50 thing or partnership. They call it partnership because if it's a 50-50, it means you contribute, I contribute. That's a partnership. So like I said, the 50-50 thing, they won't go into that marriage because at some point, you see, most of them, maybe they were students and then the issue of loans and all that, maybe after now the school, they start working and then they have to repay back the loans. They have to like see if they can settle. You see, like they have to be physically fit in the essence of settling down, having something to provide. So you find that with the economic factor, maybe after the school they are jobless, or maybe after the school there is no income that is coming in, and so they look at, they find somebody who tells them that I want to marry you, and they be like, how will you marry me if I don't have something that I'm doing, if I don't have a career, if I don't have a job opportunity that I'm doing I'm doing to make money or to have some returns. You see, so with this factor, it makes them have some different idea in the essence of they fear. You see, they fear if they go into that and then there is no income generation, feel like I have to provide. As a lady, I'm just not there to be like, okay, be given and receive, but I also have to like provide whatever way, whichever means or whatever way I have to provide. So economic factor to some point makes them not to get married at all because as long as they're jobless, they feel like I have to have something so that I settle down. And now that something is not there. Something is not there. So they end up not getting married at all. So they end up shifting into the other direction of going into the dating apps. And so that is the economic factor. Another factor why the Gen Zs look at marriage differently is prioritizing themselves, like that belief that prioritizing themselves, like that belief that I should be mentally stable, I should heal fast from whatever the heartbreak I was or that I passed through. And so before I go into that, I should like be physically fit so that I don't like end up into another problem again. So they tend to take time to do all this. They tend to take time to be like physical fit, mentally healed. They have to like perhaps enjoy themselves first before they enter into that marriage, because they go out, they go to raves, they go to hiking, they go to like on different occasions. And so before they get into that, they have to make sure that I have done this. And trust me, when they're done with doing all this, prioritizing themselves first, they might end up seeing that marriage as sometimes it doesn't matter. I mean, the marriage doesn't really matter at all, because it's all about enjoying myself. So I can enjoy myself maybe till 30s. You see, I enjoy myself till 30s, and then perhaps that's when I start thinking of getting married. But as for now, no, it's not. It's not a must. So that is a factor that they also consider, and at some point it's a factor that makes the Gen Zs not really get into much of marriage and all that. A lot of openness in a relationship or marriage. The Gen Zs they don't be like they want it the traditional way. You see, the Gen Zs don't follow that method of the traditional way of maybe marriage and all that. All they want is things to be called a spade a spade. You tell them what you want to do, they tell you how they want it, and their terms. You see, before they get into that marriage, they tell you their terms, their expectation, what they need. Unlike the traditional way whereby there are so many processes that were to be followed, the Rurasho thing, the marriage before getting into marriage and all that, the introduction, the Rurasho and all that. For them, they are looking at it at a different way. That's why they make it a factor. Like, it has to be there, because when they get in, already they have their terms. It's not your term as the person who is marrying them, but it's their term. They have highlighted the things that they want to do. And so you find that this at some point makes it difficult for them, because there are those who don't accept the terms. There are those who accept. As for those who don't accept, they be like, okay, fine, we can try it another time, another day, another year. And so this ends up in like them saying, after all, it's not a must we have to get married. It's not a must that we have to be married at all. And balance as a factor. They also look at it in a different way, in the essence of not everything should be like left for the man to do, because we are in this together. This marriage, we're all in this marriage. And so balance is a factor. Like everything you do, you just make sure that I'm also involved, I'm also engaged. You see, it's not like sometimes back when the man was left to do everything on his own, like you had to do every other thing by your own, without even engaging or involving your wife or your spouse. But these days they don't really feel that way. Even if in the situation for the male Gen Zs, they also do that. They also have with those conditions, with those terms, because when they get married, they be like, it's a 50-50 thing. I provide, you provide. If I make decision on this, I also involve you, so that I see what you think, what you feel about the idea that I'm bringing. And if it's a discussion, they all come with different points, and they be like, this is my idea, what's your idea, what are you thinking? You see, such things, those are the terms that they need, that they come with, that you have to every time engage them in whatever decision you're making, in whatever thing you're doing. You have to engage the Gen Zs. And that is also a factor that they consider, because they at some point they will avoid the thing of man is always the one to do everything. They don't want to look it into that way. Man is always the one to like provide. Man is always the one like to pay rent. You find that at some point when you find that they are working or are having a good income, at some point they be like, let me pay the house rent, you do this, or we split this house rent 50-50. I bring a half, you bring a half, we pay the rent. That is how they want it. And that is how you find that some marriage goes smoothly, because they're the ones who want that. And it makes, at some point, it makes it easier for the men or for the ladies to like swim swiftly into the marriage, and they be like, they enjoy it. You see, they enjoy it. It's a 50-50 thing. Like, it's a partnership in short. They consider it as a partnership. That is why they say it should be a 50-50. It should be a 50-50 thing. And the other factor is they reject outdated marriages or gender roles, like in the past or in the earlier days or in the earlier years of our parents and great grandparents, where they believe like a man should just when a lady goes to fetch for water, and then the man just grabs the lady and he runs away with the lady, and so that is how the lady has been married. Those things they don't really believe in. The Gen Zs, the current Gen Zs, they don't believe in that. And then those gender roles whereby you feel like the man should never cook. You see, those roles that were in the past, the roles that were created with our grandparents and our great grandparents, that a man should never cook, and the ladies, they want to do every other thing. And so you find that they really reject that, because in the current generation they believe that it's a gender balance thing. You see, it's balancing. We should balance the house chores. We should balance everything that we do. And so, if I cook today, or if perhaps I'm engaged in something else, then probably if you are in a position to cook, you should also help in the house chores. Perhaps I'm maybe doing the dishes or taking care of the kids and all that. You should also, if you are free, you should cook, you should maybe help in the house chores, maybe cleaning and all that. And so those are the things they want. Other than like the man is to sit, you as a lady, you have to do every other thing. Every other thing from A to Z, cleaning the house, washing the kids, doing the dishes and all that, preparing meals. They believe that they should have a balanced gender role. You do this, I do this. You bring this, I do this. That is how they want it. And so they strongly reject the all the older ways, or more the traditional ways of marriage. They strongly reject that, and so that's why I say the Gen Zs come with their terms. Those are the terms they come with, and those are the ideas they come with. The other one we talked about is the shifting part. They just don't be like, it's a get married and then you move in. No, they want it in a more different way. You see, they want it to be like, we discuss this first, we talk about it, we go on a date, we do 1, 2, 3 before we come back and now settle. we have done all that. So it's not a matter. It's not a matter of let me just get married, get kids, move in and all that. Then my dowry getting paid and all that. They want it to be a more enjoyable thing. That is why we are saying, yeah, the Gen Zs have taken marriage, like they are shifting marriage in another direction. That we the millennials, how we knew it, it's no longer the same. How we were expecting it to be, it's no longer the same for the Gen Zs. Because to them, they don't believe in the love, in the love thing, but they believe in the partnership thing. You see, that's how they shift it. They don't believe in love. They don't believe in now we have to get married and the marriage part, like the being submissive part, and they believe like this is a partnership thing. And so if it's a partnership, just like companies, different directors comes with ideas and now they start in a business. That is how Gen Zs take it. It's a partnership. That's why when we go into that, we have to be like, it's a 50-50 thing. We do it a 50-50 way. That's how love might be there, might not be there, but what you consider is our terms. We've come with our terms. Now, are you going to abide by our terms? Are you going to like do it according to how we want it? That is how the Gen Zs really feel like it should be. Now, with this, I would like to know your thoughts. Like, do you believe that the Gen Zs are done with the marriage? Like, it's done and it's done like that? Or what is your thoughts about the Gen Zs and the marriage? Because to me, I've looked at so many ideas, so many factors that makes them feel like marriage is kind of a partnership thing and not a love, sex, intimacy, and submissive thing. It's for them. It's a partnership whereby you come in, you say what you bring to the table, I say what I'm bringing to the table, and so we move in, we start it. It's like just like I said, it's a business where different people come with an idea to start a business, and now after after the ideas are now complete, they start a business. So according to you, my listener, what do you think? Meet me in the comment section. Tell me what you think about the Gen Zs and their marriages, or perhaps if you have any idea of how or the perspective at which the Gen Zs look at the marriages, kindly inbox me. I'll be ready to respond. Tell me what you think. Tell me how you feel, how you take it, and I'll be ready to respond. And so I'd like it to end it at that. But before that, I'll say just one thing about the Gen Zs. Maybe the Gen Zs, they are against the marriage. I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. Tell me what you think about the Gen Zs. Are they against the marriage, or they are done with the marriage, or they just need more things? They just need a bit of more things, or is it that they're just refusing to get married? I also want to know that in the comment section. I also really want to know that in the comment section. Or perhaps the Gen Zs, they want love, they want intimacy, but it's only on their terms. Because if you look at the questions that we've been asking ourselves, are they done with the marriage, or are they just refusing not to get married? Because depending on their terms, or with their terms that and relating to the factors that we've just looked at, you find that perhaps they need love, they need the intimacy, but now what do they need it for? They need it based on their terms. I would like to finish it at that point. And thank you so much for staying tuned. I'm your host, Washington. I'm looking forward to see you again and again and again. If you're new, kindly subscribe, if you've been there, I want to say thank you, and continue staying tuned for more episodes are coming, for more discussions are on the way. If you are if you are watching around the globe, or in Kenya here, or around every corner of the world, you are also welcomed into the First Podcast TV, where we talk about love, we talk about sex, we talk about intimacy, and we talk about everything that is in between love, sex, intimacy. And so thank you so much. Stay tuned until we meet next time.